all of those things, I wanted to make sure that out of the 24 hours of the day, that I don't waste one single hour. Those hours were too precious. And so there I just want to tell people, don't give me this thing, I have a difficult time with the time. And
download our app on the Google Play Store and iOS. 1873 FM.
It is the 1873 FM, and this is your channel. Thank you for making the 1873 FM your channel of choice for starters, and more importantly, your platform for open, frank, and honest conversations in as far as shaping and defining the character and personality of the kind of future that you want. It is the Sandton Express Morning Show, your wake-up call between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. Central African Time. And as you are very much aware, it runs under the theme In Search of the Future I Want, where we get to have conversations with individuals just to get to have a better understanding of the kind of future that they want and how best they think that using radio can be able to accelerate towards that future. So right about now, on the other end of the line, I happen to be joined by Didi Onwu. Didi, a wonderful morning to you, and I thank you so much for giving up time to be on the 1873 FM this morning.
Good morning. Thank you. It's an early start, but I'm wide awake.
You know, I'm a morning person for starters.
I know.
By 5:30, I'm struggling to even stay in bed. I have to be up doing something. So yes, you can just imagine. But nonetheless, It is indeed a pleasure to have you on the other end of the line so that we can have a conversation with you. But before we get deeper into this morning's conversation, for the benefit of our listeners, for the benefit of our viewers, unfortunately, they cannot get to see your face. But nonetheless, talk to us. Who is Didi Onwu?
So Didi Onwu is a journalist by profession, but I currently work as a communications and stakeholder relations associate at Anzisha Prize, which is a program aimed at identifying, supporting, and celebrating very young African entrepreneurs across the continent from the ages of 15 to 22. So I'm actually in the business of telling their stories and promoting the narrative and making people more aware about the very young entrepreneurs who are doing incredible things on the continent.
Wow, that's amazing. That's fantastic. Yeah. So, I mean, why journalism? Why did you choose journalism out of all the professions that are there?
Well, I think when I was very young, I was very fortunate to have the chance to travel around, and I was always fascinated by culture, identity, and I thought, what would be a great way for me to come back and tell my friends about the stories? And so that kind of just developed into, obviously when you have to choose your profession at the age of 18 when you're going into university. So I thought, I like English, love traveling, love telling stories. This would be the best way to harness my skill. And yeah, it's kind of very basic, but that's kind of why I chose it.
Okay. And when you look at the aspect of storytelling, which you just mentioned, that it's something that you are passionate about, and that's what you're currently working on. And as far as telling stories of young individuals who reside on this geographical region called Africa, particularly who are in the field of entrepreneurship, just identifying such individuals, recognize them, and getting them to have a voice, just for them to share their personal experiences and insights. Talk to us. When you look at Africa at midnight, and if you were asked to just identify 3 shining stars, being individuals who are those points of light that we can look up to in as far as storytelling when it comes to a corporate heritage, when it comes to individuals who are also actors in around the area of entrepreneurship is concerned, who are the 3 individuals that you can say you can look up to, who can tell these stories and be able to express the stories so well, so that in doing so, other individuals are inspired, they are ignited?
Oh, that's a great question. I think my answer will surprise you because I'm not even going to go for the big names that we already know. And I think that's kind of the issue on the continent. Everybody sort of looks to the West, A. And then B, we have the same examples for years and years to come. If I think about my work that I do, I would say there are probably 3 unknown. And one of them is, because we've just had, so a part of the Anzisha Prize is that we actually identify like top 20 entrepreneurs, and they come to Joburg for like a boot camp for about 14 days, and they compete for a grand prize of $100,000.
Wow.
Yes, exactly. So we've just announced the top 3 winners, and the grand prize is $25,000, second place is $15,000, and the third place is $12,500. And the three kids that won are amazing. One is Yannick Kimanuka from the Democratic Republic of Congo. She built a school in rural Congo where it's been plagued by civil war and war over the years, and she's able to bring education to young kids in her area. And the second is Osvaldo Mukuma. He's from the Republic of Congo, or Congo Brazzaville, and he has an agribusiness helping local farmers to better their skills. And then the third kid is not kid, actually, because he's Cecil Chikezi from Kenya, who builds sustainable briquettes for use of, instead of using coal in everybody's daily lives. So those three are my, actually right now, they're the ones who I think we should be looking up for inspiration. They're great. They're going to go on and do great things. And now that they have the monetary backing, I think it's just opened huge doors for them.
Interesting. I mean, you happen to be in this field, and you've mentioned these three individuals out of the many individuals that you happen to know of, and you realize that all too often, in as far as just giving visibility to such individuals is something that is I've come to observe as a challenge. And that being said, you happen to be in the same area in as far as print is concerned, if I can put it that way. But how best do we then be able to collaborate in ensuring that at the end of the day, whatever you happen to put in print, we can also be able to put it in voice, so that those individuals that you happen to be working with, that happen to form your community, that happen to be your bank, we can be able to have their voices heard on the 1873 platform, and build this community where we can be able to exchange ideas in as far as addressing the challenges that we face on the continent, be it unemployment, inequality, and poverty.
Right. That's a great question. So I think in the work that we do, because we're in the art of storytelling and telling the stories of these young entrepreneurs, we're always looking for platforms in which we can amplify their stories, because beyond our name, Anzisha Prize, I think the stories of these young entrepreneurs matter more, especially if you're thinking about young Africans who are meant to be looking up to other Africans because they understand their own socioeconomic background. They've been in the same situation. So I think, and if we look at it, radio is so big on the continent. There are many times where we travel to these different countries and everybody's like, oh, we heard about so-and-so on the radio. So I think radio is really important. So the work that you do is incredible, that you're reaching thousands of people remotely. And there's always synergies between the work that we do, the stories that we tell, whether it be form of like podcasts or mini-series or phone interviews, I mean, there's like ample opportunity to do such things.
Interesting. So that being said, without taking much of your time, as the 1873 FM, we have an initiative that we are powering. It's called Banking on Africa's Future, 10,000 Points of Light. And from what you have just said in as far as the work that you do, are also identifying these points of light who happen to be young individuals in the field of entrepreneurship on the continent. And what we seek to do through this initiative as members of the 1873 network is to identify, is also to recognize, is also to showcase individuals, and by doing so, ensuring that at the end of the day, their story can also inspire others, they can also ignite others. And the aim is to build this database of 10,000 names of individuals, a repository of these 10,000 names of individuals from various fields. So if I were to nominate you also as a point of light to this Banking on Africa's Future, 10,000 Points of Light, just for the work that you are doing in as far as showcasing individuals on the continent who are involved in problems, who are problem solvers, would you be offended at all?
No, not at all. That'd be great.
And awesome. I'm excited that you've actually accepted my nomination to this prestigious bank of ours. It's so that being said, how many names do you think as Didi you will be able to also add to this bank of ours?
Quite a bit. I mean, our network is big, it's growing, and Africa is a community, so quite a bit.
Fantastic. I look forward to deepening these conversations, broadening these conversations, and more importantly, even 15 minutes with Didi on the 1873 FM, where we get to each and every day showcase some of the individuals that you have come across who are in this entrepreneurial space.
Great. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Okay, so Didi, what I'm gonna need from you, just drop me your email address on WhatsApp, as well as the name of your organization, so that I can add you to this bank of ours.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Thank you so much, Didi. You have yourself a wonderful day. You have yourself a wonderful day further.
Thank you.
And are you able to make it to the book launch of Miss Nolita Fakude, the chairperson of Anglo American?
Oh, unfortunately, I'll be traveling actually, so I won't be around.
Oh,
but I'm wishing you all the best and hoping you enjoy it.
Not a problem. Safe travels and have a lovely day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, bye-bye for now. So it takes my time and yours to 18 after the hour 7 Central African time on the 1873 FM. Yes, it is the Sandton Express Morning Show with your host Tinashe Mpasiri. Do hope that you're finding these conversations insightful as well as informative as we all seek. Each day we are marching towards this ideal of the banking on Africa's future, 10,000 points of light. And when we talk of the points of light, these are individuals like yourself and myself that we can look up to, that we can bank on, that we can rely on, that if it's a lawyer that you need, you can find amongst this community of 10,000 individuals. If it's a doctor, all too often we don't even know any doctors. We only get to know a doctor when you're sick. But wouldn't it be, better if you knew a doctor, just even having knowing quite a number of doctors, and when you need one, you know which doctor to go to, and when the other one is not available, you can go to doctor so and so. So yes, let your voice be heard also on the kind of future that you want, and whether you think that this community, the Banking on Africa's Future 10,000 Points of Light, is one such community that is needed in as far as building a bank around around knowledge on what matters in as far as securing the future that you want, the future I want, the future we all want collectively. Let's quickly go on a short break, and when we're back, we'll be speaking to Charlene Samba. So keep it locked on your channel of choice. Tell a friend to also like the 1873 FM Facebook page, like the Banking on Africa's Future Facebook page. And yes, let's get to connect. Let's get equipped by exchanging experiences, insights, as well as ideas. The connected individual has got a better chance in life to access opportunity, to inspire new thinking, new outcomes, and new possibilities.
Green rides on golden wings at loftier heights than the ninth deck of silver-lined clouds, deep in the azure blue of ancient skies. Then returning to its nest, descends gracefully